Hey everybody, Chris here. So we're going to show you how the markets are reacting to the supposed ceasefire between Israel and Iran, how Dogecoin and Bitcoin are looking in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my videos come out as well as when I do live streams. And we were live on Monday afternoon when the news came out that Donald Trump had struck a deal with both Israel and Iran to stop the war. There were conditions there, about 6 hours for this, 12 hours for that. It was all kind of very confusing. And last night, it was like, well, so is there a ceasefire? Bombs or missiles are still flying through the air. And even this morning, no one's really sure what's going on there in the markets, kind of in this wait and see mode. So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts and the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart, and we're just under 16.4. Yes, that's this orange line here that we had identified as this long-standing resistance line. If we zoom out all the way back where this came from, this was a week ago, where 16.4 was support, bounced off a couple times, and then broke below because of war fears, and then broke even further down on Saturday with more war stuff, right? So negativity in the market. That's why we had 15 cents as new support and even broke lower than that. So if you were able to get like 14.5, 14.4 Dogecoin, that looks like that was the dip. Came back up, retested support, and then we moved up. And this was during our live stream on Monday. We did have ceasefire, right? And all this talk about ceasefire, and the markets responded very well. We were all excited about this big move up. This little white line here is at like 16.1, and that's where we saw some new long leverage trades being made. Dogecoin has not dipped down to liquidate that, so that is still in play. But look at that. It's just, overnight we had a little bit of a run and then back down because this pullback here was more missiles being fired over there, and it's just like, what's going to happen? So now this is wait and see, right? And this is just straight flatlining. I mean, Bitcoin's doing the same thing. We had the big run of Bitcoin up to 106 during the live stream, and since then, Bitcoin is like, yeah, we're just going to flatten out here, right below 106. In kind of a wait and see mode, right? Just a wait and see mode. So that's where we start. Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Dogecoin consolidate after Israel-Iran ceasefire rally. So that was the rally we had yesterday, and now it's all kind of consolidating, but it's at a higher level. So we'll see if there are other dips that come into play if this thing totally breaks down. Again, as I'm recording this, I mean, this is a situation that can change very rapidly. So by the time you're watching this may all be moot and something completely different is going on. But as I'm recording this right now, this is the situation we have. Trump's truce falters as Israel accuses Iran of a breach. Iran is accusing Israel. We don't know if it's really faltered yet. The president's upset. Other people are upset. U.S. stocks are set for gains as Trump urges Israel to save the truce. I don't know. We'll see. The stock market hasn't opened yet. Futures are still up, though, for the stocks as I'm recording this. But we also have today, we have Fed Chair Jerome Powell is facing Congress today. And the Trump administration, of course, is ratcheting up the pressure to lower interest rates. And depending on what Powell says, we may have a little volatility in the market today because of how he answers questions. He's really good at this stuff, though, and he basically knows how to talk without really saying much. So I'm guessing that is going to be not a whole lot, but we'll see. And meanwhile, Trump is like, he's tired of Netanyahu with Israel. It's like, come on, Do not drop bombs. If you do it, it's a major violation. Trump is sending out these posts. It's just like, come on, guys. And then you got guys like James Nguyen, who's like, Iran breaks ceasefire, missiles headed for Israel. Israel calls for retaliatory. Of course, he's got this huge short, right? We think it's like this $80 million, right, short that he's got. He wants the prices to go down. Some of you want the prices to go down so you could buy in at a lower price. He's got this huge short open, so we think. And he wants the prices to drop so he can make a lot of money. So, I mean, that's the craziness we have in the market today. Dogecoin surges 7%, bulls break key resistance, and we did have that as, remember, Doge was just down here at 15 cents yesterday, and today we're at 16.4. So that's a good start of a recovery, and I know that we still have a long way to go. We got to get to 20 and 22. 17 is going to be a key number. We got to get through all of those and get back up in the 20s. So I know recovery is going to take a little while. One step at a time, though. One step at a time. Will Doge flip Tron? You know, we were talking about how Doge had dropped down to number 9 in the top 100. But look, Doge is up 8%, Tron only 2% over the past 24 hours. So as prices start to move back up, Doge more volatile than a lot of other cryptos, and so it moves up at a higher percentage. So Doge up 8%, Bitcoin up 4%. And as we say, Doge outperforms Bitcoin too on runs, rallies, as it goes back up. So that is a common thread. Obviously, when we have the big pullbacks, though, Doge drops harder than Bitcoin as well on the downside. So that's the volatility in Dogecoin. You got to know what you're trading in, right? That's Doge. It's a meme coin still, and it's going to be more volatile than others. So some of you complaining about Dogecoin, and I'm just like, do you know what you're buying? I mean, do you know what you're buying? Trader Allen's like, look, if we zoom way out and go all the way back to 2021, this is a giant cup and handle that we're in. A giant cup and handle. So if we do indeed have this, and we complete the handle back up to 38 cents, then our target is $2.85. Could that be? I mean, I don't know about all of this. This is like, because we know 2021, Doge was up here at 73 cents. It just didn't show up on his line here. So I don't know what this is, but this is Alan's latest, and it's just like, okay. Of course, I don't believe these kinds of setups, cups and handles and head and shoulders and all that. They rarely play out like they're supposed to for these kinds of things. I'll take the news and I'll take the leverage, short and long, those liquidations and how the market makers move the market anytime over these kinds of charts. Meanwhile, is Dogecoin ready to explode? Right, that's what you want to know. Is the news going to be good enough where we have this huge run on Doge? But if it does, somebody's saying, well, don't send it too hard. Let's not be too crazy, right? Because what happens, right? We end up with Doge shooting up. Says market makers, please don't send it too hard. The crypto bulls, he's like, but choppy summer, sir. And I'm like, yes, that's what I've been saying too. This is the summer of chop. We're going to have a choppy summer. It's going to be up and down and up and down. So we're almost, and Melee says, look, we're almost in July, bro. 1 or 2 months of chop, not changing anything. Even if it happens, it's like we're going to get through. So the message is getting out there, like, let's get through the summer. The summer is going to be choppy, though. But like I say, we don't want the price to go skyrocketing too hard, too fast, because the shorters come in, right? The market maker, and just slam the price back down, unless it's based on an actual Dogecoin catalyst, right? If you've got the actual news of something particularly with Doge, like Tesla accepting Dogecoin as payment, right? something big like that, then send it. Yeah, absolutely, send it. Let's see it, right? But here, it's not just Jerome Powell, though. Federal Reserve's Michelle Bowman, this is the third commissioner with the Fed who's calling for interest rate cuts in July due to tariffs possibly having smaller effects than expected. So it's interesting that we're getting these rumblings of these different Fed commissioners just basically saying, look, we've got conditions here, economic conditions, that are just kind of leaning towards us really considering interest rate cuts now. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, even the Fed Watch tool is starting to say, well, look now, it's only 77% chance that rates will remain the same, 22% now that there's going to be a cut. So this is starting to go up as we get closer to July. Again, this isn't until the end of July. This is July 30th when this meeting happens with the FOMC. So we still have more than a month to go, but we'll be watching that. By September, though, September 17th, there's no meeting in August. It'll be September. There's a 63% chance there is a rate cut. But do we really want to wait till September 17th? Or is July 30th going to be good enough? So we'll be watching that as we go forward. Meanwhile, look, right now we're just kind of going sideways in this wait-and-see mode. Is there a ceasefire? Not a ceasefire? It's like, where's this Trump's cussing? He's just like, he's mad. He's just like, they don't know what they're doing. It's like, let's get this thing solved, right? Markets can just move. So it's been an interesting summer so far, and we're still in June. So stay tuned. Leave a comment below. What do you think about this situation with Dogecoin, crypto? How is it going to respond going forward? And remember, my next live stream on Tuesday is going to be a later night one. I've got a thing right after work that I'm attending, so won't be able to do my normal 4 o'clock East Coast time live stream, so I'll be a little later. Apologies to you folks in the UK and EU, because normal time, it's going to be the middle of the night for you, so you'll have to wake up in the morning and catch up on what we talked about. So check that out. Give the video a like if you haven't already. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.